goes, I don't know where she got it. She sent it with Addison. She goes, here, Becky sent this. I'm like, okay, it's got a sexy stuff on it. I actually put it on the back of mine. So.
It's gonna be bad today too.
Yeah. There you go. Perez. Oh Lord. No, I know. I like calling basketball.
No, I didn't know he calls basketball.
Oh yeah, well, softball's his name, but he does call a little basketball.
Alright, I'm turning the volume off. I'm at 90. Yeah, I already turned it off.
Check 1, 2, check.
I wonder if they're gonna mind me.
Folks, don't forget this game, for those of you, if you know folks that couldn't make it, will be streamed live on the Union Sports Network. That's all one word, unionsportsnetwork.com. And we're up and live now. From the video standpoint, we'll go live. First pitch coming up. Check 1, 2.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Red Hawk softball in this game between the Sand Springs Lady Sandites and your Union Red Hawks. I'm Jim Douthit. Folks, this may be the first opportunity for some of you to see the work that first-year head coach Courtney Dobson and her new staff has done. And don't let the record 3-9 fool you, as all but one of those games in this young season has been played on the road or within a tournament style for this group of young ladies, as tonight marks the second home game this year as they'll take on the Lady Sandites, who come in with a record of 7-5. And although the record, as I said moments ago, for the Red Hawks is 3-9, they're 2-3 over their last 5 games as they beat Fort Gibson 10-8 on Friday and a shutout of Claremore 3-0 Saturday. We'll talk more about that later on in the broadcast. So what's on tap for tonight? Well, we'll see, as we will have the starting lineups for both teams as the Red Hawks take on the Sandites in just a moment.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Union Softball here at Union's Baseball and Softball Complex on the campus of the Union's Freshman Academy for this game between the Sand Springs Lady Sandites and your Union Red Hawks.
First, let's meet the visitors from Sand Springs. Batting first, playing center field, number 11, Ashlyn Clark. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 6, Emma Stang. Batting third, playing first base, number 28, Jaden Jordan. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 10, Kelsey Hilton. Batting fifth, second baseman, Abby Glasgow. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 4, Morgan Rector. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 27, Livy Alexander. Batting eighth, third baseman, number 7, Mckenna Stevens. Batting ninth, number 20, Addie Hughes. And in right field, number 10, Kenzie King. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sand Springs Sandites. And now, let's meet the starting lineups for the Union Red Hawks. Batting first, your shortstop, number 14, Monica Franklin. Batting second, the pitcher, number 2, Kat Gibson. Batting third baseman, number 6, Lily Hance. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 18, Lily Taylor. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 1, Estrella Ramirez. Batting sixth, left fielder, number 10, Danny Perez. Batting seventh, second baseman, number 5, Bailey Dickerson. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 11, Trenea James. And batting ninth, right fielder, 00, Jocelyn Williams. And the flex 8 player, number 8, Tensia Norman. Your assistant coaches are Brittany Robinson, Chris Nakashima, Alexis Riley, and Tim Dobson. And your head coach in her first year, ladies and gentlemen, Courtney Dobson. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you would please rise or remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Your umpires for this evening are Terrell Webb and Jeremiah O'Quinn. Your scoreboard operator is Sean Moran. I'm your announcer, Jim Douthit. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Red Hawk softball. Awful. I know it. I'm joking about it. I'm punching buttons up here. Welcome into the Union Sports Network, everybody. I'm Jim Douthit, and it is game number 1 for us on the Union Sports Network for these Lady Red Hawks, and it's kind of cool. Great moment tonight as we get to talk about the last couple of games that the girls played in a tournament over the weekend, and they went, Sean, you'll correct me, 2-4, 2-3 over the week, 2-2 over the weekend. Yeah, 2-2 over the weekend. But the standout, as you told me earlier, was Tensia Norman, who had a complete game shutout versus Claremore at 3-0. And for her to come into that position and pitch like that, it says a lot about Tensia. For her to come in, no matter what the record of Claremore, what the record of any of these teams are, it's still really young for these teams in this season. So it's great to have you guys here. It's Sand Springs, it's Union, and we're getting ready to get started. And here we go. Leading off for the Sandites, center fielder Ashlyn Clark. So Ashlyn Clark will step in. Defensively for Union, Gibson in the circle, Ramirez behind the plate. You got Taylor and Dickerson at first and second, and then Hance and Franklin at third and short, and hit batter right out of the base, right out of the base, right out of the bat, if you will. Starting up. So Clark will reach on, hit by a pitch. Shortstop, Emma Stang. Shortstop steps in with 1 on. So Hance again at third, Franklin at short, Perez, James, and Williams makes up the outfield left to right. And Gibson's having a tough time with 2 pitches. She's hit 1 batter, and she's thrown a ball that went errant, which sends Clark down to second. So we'll see if Gibson can kind of dial herself in. She came in relief against Muskogee and did a heck of a job. Big lead there by Clark, but she scampers back to second base. So Gibson, we'll talk about her for a minute. The home opener here against Muskogee, she came in after Hance gave up 9 runs in 2 innings, and she really shut them down as they try to lay down the bunt. Boy, nobody home, nobody covering second as everybody was squeezing. James tried to come in from the outfield, but couldn't get there. So 2-1 right now. But to finish that thought, Muskogee put up a 9 spot, nice swing and a miss there, put up a 9 spot in the first 2 innings, and then Gibson came in and really closed the door. And if we were to look at the third inning kind of on, Union really won that game is because they outscored them. I believe it was 5-1 if I'm not sadly mistaken. Slow breaking curve, and that'll get a strikeout. Gibson's first punch out of the evening. And that was a nice slow curveball that really fooled him. First baseman, Jaden Jordan. Jaden Jordan steps in. The runner at second, again, is Ashlyn Clark after she reached on getting hit by a pitch. The Sandites come in tonight. That's a record of 7-5. Just a couple of games over 500. Gibson delivers. Swung on to short. Franklin gobbles it up. Over. And tag in time. Taylor with the throw over to third. She was kind of pulled off the base, but she got the tag down. So, be 2 away. But Clark makes it over to third. Pitcher, Kelsey Hilton. Kelsey Hilton steps in with a runner at third, 2 away. Swung on, that's stroked out, and that'll be a base hit and an RBI for Hinton. So Hilton comes around on that and gets a base hit and an RBI. Second baseman, Abby Glasgow. Glasgow steps in now. 2 out still. Gibson delivers, and that's swung on, and that's popped out to right. Bad beat on it was Perez, but she recovers and makes the out. And so after a half inning, Sandites are up 1-0, but Union's coming up.
We're athletes.
Coaches.
In your child's high school athletic trainer. We're your friends and neighbors.
And we make our home
in green country.
Like you, we run.
And fish.
Hike.
And bike.
We enjoy the mountains.
and lakes.
So we know how important
Staying active is to you. Staying active is to you.
We're physicians
and therapists
our groundbreaking treatments
are helping you heal faster.
Helping you heal faster.
We're Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma.
And we're the team physicians for more universities,
More high schools,
And more club teams
than all other providers combined.
We're focused on providing you
Personalized orthopedic care.
personalized orthopedic care.
treating the area's best teams.
And the athlete in all of us.
and the athlete in all of us.
Back live here. Bottom of the first rolls in. Leading up for Union, number 14, shortstop Monica Franklin. So Franklin steps in. And after what was, we could kind of say, a tough start for Gibson, after she hit the first batter and scored on a single, a much, much better beginning than we saw against Muskogee here for the home opener. As Hilton steps into the circle and delivers. Big strike call there. Franklin on the season, she's got some pop. Now the umpire steps away and reminds me to turn the music down. I've only got about 4 jobs going here. So sorry about that, Mr. O'Quinn. Swung on, and that's just foul. And that would have been at least 2 bases for the speedy Franklin, and maybe even 3. We'll see. Looks like Rector, and the left fielder for Sand Springs, has got some wheels herself. 0-2 now. High outside, good take. Didn't figure Hilton was going to throw it right down the middle. Franklin with a good eye. On deck, the pitcher, and Kat Gibson. Swung on, and that's going to fall just foul again. She's missed a nose bite. That was missed by an inch or 2 there. Maybe more than that on that one. Gibson's got some pop, and as we look out at Old Glory, she's blowing straight out. So if a couple of these girls can get it up in the air, might give them a little bit more of a ride than we would normally think. Dare I say the wind's not out of the south, and we're in August, thank goodness. Swung on, grounded to second. Glasgow gobbles it up, throws in time. Franklin with some speed. She couldn't beat that one out, but it was close. Pitcher, Kat Gibson. Gibson steps in. And Hilton coming out throwing some heat. Lots of sports on tap here for us at the Union Sports Network. Mr. Irwin and his crew is going to be super busy this week. We'll get to that later on. Swung on and strike 2. Gibson got fooled on a ball that was well off the plate. Started out over the plate and then kind of tailed away from Gibson. It's 0-2. Swung on, back to the pitcher. Hilton gobbles it up. And there's 2 away. Third baseman, number 6, Lily Hance. So Hance steps in. As Kat Gibson walked by, they were kind of talking maybe a little strategy, possibly what they're seeing in Hilton. There's 2 away. What a nice curve there. Hilton steps out of the circle, steps back in. Hance steps in. We're ready to go. High and outside. Swung on. Strike number 2. Hance got fooled. Hilton took a little bit off that fastball that she's got. Threw it just off the plate. Hilton's dealing. In the dirt. Good eye there. It's 2-2. Hilton winds, delivered, struck her out. So the K gets recorded by Hilton. Hance goes down swinging. Top of the second coming up.
Get $200 from TTCU when you open a new checking account with direct deposit. What would you buy with $200?
100 coloring books and a puppy.
Or maybe some groceries and a tank of gas? $200 from TTCU.
Leading off for St. Springs, left fielder, Morgan Rector.
Back live here on the Union Sports Network as Union went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Morgan Rector steps in, left fielder for the Sandites. Gibson throws it outside. Sean Ford just checking in. Sean, we say hello to you. Miss you up here in the booth. Lays down the bunt. Gibson can't come away with it cleanly. Sean, we appreciate it. We wish JC all the luck down there. Know you'll be making some trips down the turnpike. Catcher, Livy Alexander. Alexander checks in now. Runner on, and that's stroked. That's going to get to the wall if they don't hurry. Picked up there by Perez. She gets it in. 1 run will score. And Livy Alexander's in with a stand-up double. Livy gave that one a run. Great hustle there by James and Perez to not let it get to the wall. Third baseman, number 7, Mckenna Stevens. So Stevens will check in. She'll step in. Courtesy runner out there for the catcher and Livy Alexander, but unfortunately we didn't catch the number. So Mom and Dad, if you're listening, we'll try to get to it. Franklin lets it drop and to first and not in time. And I think Franklin let her let the ball play her there. If she charges that, it's an easy out for her. Designated player, Addie Hughes. Hughes steps in, squares around a bunt, doesn't go. Ramirez up to throw down to second, but nobody was home. And one thing that Red Hawks need to do in this case is they really allowing the runner at second to get way off as Dickerson is playing way to her right, and that's smothered. Nope, runners go and everybody's safe. Boy, Ramirez was down on it, but she couldn't find it quick enough. So Stevens is safe at second. And the courtesy runner for Alexander is safe at third. So second and third now, nobody out. Swung on and just outside, just outside. Thought she was going to take a rip at that, but she didn't. Addie Hughes laid off of that. It counts 3-0. There's a strike on the outside corner. So 3-1 now. Second and third. Swung on. That's going to fall barely by Dickerson, and one run will score. Barely got through. And that'll score another run. Center fielder, Ashlyn Clark. So bottom of the second, nobody out, or excuse me, top of the second, nobody out, and Union's batted around. Throw down, cut off nicely there by Franklin, thinking that the runner at third was going to come home. They didn't. Runner safe. Franklin cut it off just to make sure. Prowess from Franklin to do that. Try to keep the runners honest. Now Gibson delivers to second. Run will score to first. Safe there. And Sand Springs can flat fly. Emma Stang comes back in. She's struck out her first time up. Run goes again. Franklin cuts it off again, and that's kind of the MO, it looks like, defensively for Coach Dobson and her girls. Perez is up to throw. Franklin comes over and cuts it off. Sand Springs, being smart base runners, they're not falling for it. As Hance comes in, run comes home, tagged out there. Nice job by Gibson. So Stang will reach on a fielder's choice. First baseman, Jaden Jordan. Jordan steps in. And that came way out of Gibson's hand, and I'm not too sure what was going on there. Looks like Gibson's having a little bit of struggle with the delivery. As Sean Moran told me, it hit her leg. Could be a little bit of nerves as that's stroked out to center field. And that gets by James. James let the ball play her, and it rolls to the wall. Jordan on her horse, and she's in there at third. We'll call it a triple, but you know that's going to be an error for sure. Charge to James. 2 runs will score. Pitcher, Kelsey Hilton. So Hilton steps in. And that's ripped down the left field line. That'll fall. 1 run will score. And that's a base hit. Base hit to Perez. Second baseman, Abby Glasgow. So I'm mistaken. Tensia Norman is the center fielder tonight, not Trinaya James. Appreciate Sean Moran making it right there. That's popped up. James over, makes the catch. Or excuse me, Norman's over, make the catch. It's going to take me a half inning to get it right. And there's 2 away. Morgan Rector steps in again. So they batted around here. In Sand Springs half of the second. Ripped, nice pickup there by Hance over to first, and they're out of the inning. But that's not before Sand Springs puts up a 6 spot, a big cricket number for them. We're back on the Union Sports Network after this.
The humble Raising Cane's chicken finger. 24 hours of marinating and not a word about its flavor. It credits that terrifically tangy sauce. And the cane sauce? Well, it's okay with that. But a premium, fresh, never-ever frozen tenderloin, hand-battered and cooked to order? Doesn't exactly need to brag now, does it? Same for the crinkle-cut fries. Center cut from the longest potatoes Idaho has to offer and added to every meal. You know, just because you have bragging rights doesn't mean you have to use them. Raising Cane's.
23rd, that's tomorrow in the high school gym starting at 6:30. Can't make it, like to watch, you can always catch all the action on the Union Sports Network with Tyler Fisher. That's girls volleyball tomorrow versus Jinx starting at 6:30 in the high school gym, or stream it live at unionsportsnetwork.com. Leading off for Union, the first baseman, Lily Taylor.
So Lily Taylor steps in. The lead is 7, and Hilton comes up throwing. Taylor, good eye, takes it outside. She looks back for some words of encouragement from the third base coach here. Taylor steps in. Try to frame it there was Alexander. She won't get the call, so it's 2-0. Swung on, and there's that heat from Hilton. So a lot to talk about from this weekend. As I mentioned earlier, the girls went 2-2. Not only a shutout by Norman, but a come-from-behind victory as Kat Gibson in the bottom of the 7th had a 2 RBI single, and they won 10-8 over Fort Gibson. So big, big weekend, really. And you say, oh, they're 2-2. Well, new coaches, different philosophies. I'm going to say 2-2 is a good weekend. So congratulations to the ladies here. That's high. Taylor works the count to full. Some listeners want these sticks to get going. I'm with them. I'd like to see these sticks get going right here. Swung on, and that's just foul. Right field side. Draws the walk is Taylor. Good eye there. Catcher, number 1, Estrella Ramirez. Estrella steps in. And Sean Four and I used to talk about it all the time. You're not going to get it back with one swing of the bat. So all you want to do is not hit it out of the park, just get on base. Bring up the next player. You're not going to score 7 runs in one swing of the bat here. And that's really hard when a young group like this gets behind like they have. Now, let's not take anything away from Sand Springs. They've done very, very well. Some costly, or some good hits, some costly mistakes on the base pad. And Sand Springs took advantage of it. They put up 6 runs in their half of the second. So 2-1 now. Good eye by Ramirez. Swung on up the middle. That'll be a base hit. And that's all we can ask. Keep the lineup turning. Left fielder, Danny Perez. As Perez steps in. Didn't have an opportunity to give you Sand Springs defensively. Hilton and Alexander, as we talked about. Jordan at first, Glasgow at second, Stang at short, and Stevens at third. As they lay down the bunt, bobbled, and in time. Nice job by Stevens, but it does advance the runners. There's one away. Second baseman, Bailey Dickerson. Outfield, left to right is Rector, Clark, and King. So that makes up Sand Springs defensively. Hilton, first pitch delivers, and it's a strike. So Dickerson in a great opportunity here for her to at least punch one across. Knowing how aggressive Dobson can be, she's going to send the runner if the ball's on the ground. But Dickerson's got to catch up to the heat that Hilton's throwing right now. 0-2, 1 away. Swung on, popped up. That's gonna, nice catch there. Wow, Clark on her horse, and she'll get in. And a nice throw home, and everybody has to stay put. Clark with a great jump on the ball, great read. And there's 2 away. Designated player, Trinaya James. So James will step in. Still an opportunity to do some damage. Second and third. Ball high. Outside. 2-0. So what's on tap this week? Mentioned it to the fans here. Tomorrow night, Union Sports Network is going to have Jinx Union Volleyball live from our gymnasium over at the high school. Swung on, and that's going to fall. There's 1 run will score. They're going to test the arm. Here comes the throw. Save! Got under the tag. Oh, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That a kid. Ramirez comes in and gets under the tag. Right fielder, Jocelyn Williams. The double scores 2 after a great slide there by Ramirez to get under the tag. I'm going to say the throw beater, but she got underneath the tag. And I love the aggressiveness from third base coach. Caught the outside part of the plate, and it's 1-2. Not too sure Jocelyn agreed with the call there. So 1-2, 2 away. Way outside, runner goes. And safely is Trinaya James. She was paying attention. So Williams, the right fielder, her first time up to see Hilton. She gets the K. But that's not before Union puts up 2. Cut the lead to 5. Sand Springs coming up, top of the 3rd.
Get $200 from TTCU when you open a new checking account with direct deposit. What would you buy with $200?
100 coloring books and a puppy.
Or maybe some groceries and a tank of gas? $200 from TTCU.
Back live as your new pitcher is Kat Gibson, or excuse me, your new center fielder is Kat Gibson, and Tensia Norman comes in to pitch. Now pitching for Union, Tensia Norman. Leading off for Sand Springs, catcher Livy Alexander. So Alexander will step in. Tensia Norman will come in, and Tensia was the hero against Claremore this weekend as she went through a complete game shutout. So Coach Dobson going to her, hoping she's got some of that, whatever we want to call it, mojo left in her arm. She can continue to throw great like she did over the weekend. There's a strike, 1-1. So Gibson will be now in center. Tensia Norman will come in relief. That's on the ground. Nice range there by Hans. Over, can't handle it. Taylor can't handle the throw, and she's safe. Hans did a good job getting over. Third baseman, Mckenna Stevens. Stevens steps in, still trying to pick up a number on that courtesy runner. Sand Springs got some slick-looking uniforms. The tough part is sometimes their numbers blend in from a distance. And then when you have nice long hair that I know nothing about, it covers the numbers. It's kind of that way. As we say hi to Brett Morgan, longtime Union employee and coach with this great Union team. He's watching tonight, so Coach Morgan, it's good to see you a couple weeks back. And wish you and the family all the best this school year. Miss you around here, that's for sure. 0-2 now, high. And it's 1-2. Stevens, her first time up, singled. It was one of those plays that Franklin probably should have had, but she let the ball play her. Couldn't get it in time. The speedy Stevens got down to first. So 2-2. Nobody out here. We're in the Sandites half of the third. Swung on foul. Stay at 2-2. Deuces. Tip foul. Now, if Ramirez is able to hang on to that, Sean, I'm going to turn and ask you, if she's able to hang on to that foul tip, it's a strike. It's an out, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Figured it was just the same every once in a while. That's on the ground. Franklin with great range. She gobbles it up. Tries to get it to second. Not in time. Franklin probably saved the runner from going to third. Great job by Franklin to get out there. Designated player, Addie Hughes. Addie Hughes singled barely through the infield her last time up. Runners at first and second. She pretends like she's bunting. Hance gets down the line. Franklin over to cover third. So defensively, it's great to see the girls know exactly where they need to go. And that's half the battle sometimes. Outside. I'm going to say it's 0-2 now. Yep, it is. Let's see it throwing some heat. Outside. 1-2. That was definitely a pitcher's count for Norman. She grabs a little bit of the rosin bag, looks at the coach, looks at her arm, and she deals. Outside, nice job there by Ramirez to get over. The 2-2 delivery. Going runner goes down, can't hang on to it as Hance, the throw beater, but Hance can't hang on to it, and everybody's safe. So now second and third, the count is full for Addie Hughes. As I mentioned earlier, we're talking about Jinx coming to town to play volleyball tomorrow night. Starts at 6:30 right here live on the Union Sports Network. It's unionsportsnetwork.com, but you guys know that because you're watching. Pop foul. But if you can come out, the gymnasium floor is brand new and it is gorgeous. So the girls get to play in the gym back at the high school, and we have a beautiful new floor in that facility thanks to some weather, probably a year and a half ago now. And Hughes will draw the walk. So bases are loaded. Nobody out still. And I believe we're back to the top of the order, which we are. Center fielder, Ashton Clark. So Clark steps in. She got hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the game, back in the first. Base hit to second when Dickerson couldn't quite come up with it. Scored a run. She's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Norman's throwing strikes. Just high out of the strike zone, 1-1. So what's on tap for these girls this week? Well, the Lady Red Hawks on the diamond are going to be pretty busy. Tonight, obviously, Sand Springs. Tomorrow night, they'll host Broken Arrow. And then Thursday night, we're back at it again as that's chopped foul. We'll have the game, obviously, tonight and Thursday. Game time's 5:30 Thursday night here. And then Friday night, it's football. Talk more about the football broadcast coming up. So 1-2 now. Swung on, chopped. Oh, just past Perez. She can't get it. That's going to get thrown into the dugout, but the fence will stop it, and everybody will be safe there. So bases loaded again. Clark gets the base hit. And an RBI. And it looks like they've switched some players up, so that's number 1. Nope, that's number 1. Oh, I had Emma's number wrong this entire time. So Stang steps in. Nice job by Franklin. She comes home, can't hang on to it. And another run comes across. Franklin knew what to do with it. She came home with it. Perez can't come up with it, and another run scores. First baseman, Jaden Jordan. So the big hit and Jaden Jordan steps in with the bases loaded and nobody out. She's first pitch swinging. And these girls got to suck it up quickly, or this ball game's going to get way out of control real quick. As the lead is 7 right now. It's back to what it was when we entered this inning. Tensi is 1-1. Jaden Jordan tonight grounded out in the first, but hit a triple that was misplayed. Got past Norman all the way to the wall, and she ended up on third, scoring 2 runs there of the 9 so far the Sandites have put on the board. So Norman looks in, looks down at her glove, big deep breath by her while she's out of the circle, and she deals. Chopped, that'll get in to center field. 1 run will score, throw home, not in time. And it's a double. It's a double for Jordan. Another 2 runs will score. And there's going to be a meeting in the circle that Franklin calls. Kelsey Hilton, the pitcher, is going to come up and with a 9-run lead for Hilton and the way she was dealing early on. This has got to make her feel pretty comfortable. The other problem for the Red Hawks right now is it's 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Pitcher Kelsey Hilton with nobody out. So first pitch swinging, popped up. And a nice throw in. Runner doesn't go. Good job by Williams out there. And there's 1 away. Second baseman, Abby Glasgow. So Glasgow 0 for 2. Popped out both in the first and second inning. Little low for home plate umpire, and it's 1-0. On the ground, stays fair, and he says foul. Good job by Hans to come down the line and pick it up. Would have been the second out for sure, but home plate umpire said that was foul. He's got a much better angle on it than I do. Swung on to Franklin. She looks the runner back and throws to first. Great job by Franklin there. And there's 2 away. Left fielder, number 4, Morgan Rector. Rector had a bunt single her first time up back in the second. And I love Franklin's poise there as she gobbled it up, looked over at third base, made sure that the runner stayed put, and then threw to first. And it was a bullet. The throw she had reminds me of Jaden McNeely, our shortstop for the boys. Playing a little college ball now, or getting ready to this coming season. As he worked out his knee injury, we hope. Jaden, if you're listening, we wish you all the best, young man. You're a fine individual. As Ramirez gobbles it up there. I believe, I'm looking over my shoulder to Andy, is it Cali College where Jaden McNeely was going? Don't remember. Wasn't Crowder, I know that. I'm going to say Cali up. I believe that's up. Strike call, and it's 2-2. 2 away Struck her out. So a strikeout by Norman, but not before the Sandites can throw up a 4 spot again. 11-2, bottom of the third coming up.
Leading off for Union, shortstop, Monica Franklin.
Back live. As I was joking off air, Brett Morgan, you're the greatest statistician and greatest individual that I have helping me out, and you're like an hour and a half away, so I appreciate it. Cali County, Arkansas, in Kansas City. Or Arkansas City, Kansas, I'm sorry, is where, can't even read it right, is where Jaden McNeely's getting ready to play. So again, we wish him all the best. That's chopped foul. Hilton's back on the circle, throwing some heat. 11-2. Give us an opportunity to tell you Red Hawk football kicks off the season this Friday, August 25th at 7:05 versus Westmore. You can catch all the action, of course, with Rick Corey right here on the Union Sports Network starting at 7. So that's high. Union Public Schools is also commemorating the completion of Union Tuttle Stadium, also known as the Big House, by selling tickets for this game for only $1. So for more information, visit unionps.org/athletics. That's Union football this Friday at 7:05. It's pretty exciting. One and 2 now to Franklin. She grounded out back in the first, so she's 0 for 1. Chop just over a shortstop's head, and she'll get a base hit. Stang reached out for it, but she couldn't quite get to it. And that's what we need as base runners right now. Center fielder, Kat Gibson. Gibson steps in after she pitched 2 innings for Coach Dobson, and Dobson went with Norman, and Gibson went to center fields. Gibson still batting second. She grounded out the pitcher her first time up, back in the first, but got a runner on now. It's 2-0 to Gibson. Franklin's got some wheels, so we'll see. Dobson wants to send her or not. She won't. Swung on, pop foul. Just left of us. So football season starts. Listening to the ref out of Oklahoma City, Toby, and those guys in the morning, and they're jazzed up about it. Of course, the big schools around here don't start for a little bit more, but get a little college football in this weekend. More importantly, high school football for us as Westmore comes to town this Friday. Busy, busy week on tap for Andy Irwin and his Union Sports Network folks. So 2-2 now. The runner at first is Franklin after she had a nice base hit. And that's going to be high. 3-2. And Hilton, for the most part, has been dialed in, but every once in a while she lets one get away from her, and she did there. Hilton delivers. Swung foul. It's down the first base side. Jordan over there to touch it. It was foul, so we'll do it again. Up the middle, and everybody's safe. It was kind of a slow roller up the middle, and nobody could get to it in time. The speedy Franklin got over there, and they didn't have a play. And tell you what, Kat Gibson can flat hustle down those base pads. She proved it right there. Third baseman, Lily Hance. Hance steps in, 2 on. She struck out her first time up. Nobody out here. In the dirt, nice. Glove save and a beauty by Alexander. Whew. Just dug that right out of the dirt. That's low. 2-0. Might have heard one of our fans say good pitch, but it was a little low. So 2-0 high, 3-0. So Hilton's thrown 3 balls in a row here. Good opportunity for Hance. We'll see if she gets the green light or not. Nope, not at all. Right down the middle for a strike. So something new, and we got to tip our caps to Andy Irwin and Brad Mueller and some others. As you guys probably noticed, looking at our stream tonight, we've got 3 cameras now. And that's in the dirt and draws the walk. So 3 cameras going on. These nice eyes by Hance. We got the batter. We got 1 in center field, and then the home plate robot camera that is being controlled by none other than Andy Irwin. And he just mentioned, he said sometimes very poorly. So he's trying to keep up with about 2 or 3 different things back there, controlling all 3 cameras. And training some new young ladies that came in. We appreciate you guys coming and helping out. Anna and Saloon. Is that right? Saloon. Okay. One more time off the air. Please hold. Sandloon. Got it, right? Okay. Don't just agree with me if I was wrong. Okay. Sandloon. So we appreciate them. Now, ladies, I'm going to turn around and put you on the spot. Are you going to be at the football game? Friday night? Are you going to be working with Mr. Irwin in any way, shape, or form? Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know. Is this your first softball game? There you go. Well, you're doing a heck of a job, ladies. We appreciate it very, very much. Very, very much. First baseman, Lily Taylor. Taylor jumps in. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Great opportunity here to cut into that 9-run lead. Wait, Hilton came up firing. Tipped. Just foul, boy. If she gets square on that, that may go over the head of the center fielder and Clark. She got a nice rip on that. Just couldn't catch up in time. A little low. 0-2 now. Hilton delivers. Swung on. Nice job battling is Lily Taylor. She walked her first time up. Kind of got a little bit of a rally going for the Red Hawks back in the second. So they put up a 2-spot there. There's one away. Taylor goes down swinging. Catcher, Estrella Ramirez. So Estrella Ramirez comes up. She had a base hit back in the second, but probably the play of the game was her scoring from second. As a slide underneath, sprawled out Alexander. Great slide by her to get under the tag as the throw beater for sure, but the slide was beautiful. That's back to the pitcher. There's one, there's two, and a double play just like that. As Ramirez punches it back to Hilton. Hilton comes home. The 1-2-3 double play. Sand Springs coming up after this.
We're athletes
Coaches.
in your child's high school athletic training. We're your friends and neighbors.
And we make our home
Our home in green country.
Like you, we run,
And fish.
hike,
And bike.
We enjoy the mountains.
and lakes. So we know how important
Staying active is to you. Staying active is to you.
We're physicians.
and therapists
Our groundbreaking treatments.
are helping you heal faster.
helping you heal faster.
We're Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma.
And we're the team physicians for more universities,
More high schools,
And more club teams.
than all other providers combined.
We're focused on providing you
personalized orthopedic care.
personalized orthopedic care.
treating the area's best teams.
And the athlete in all of us.
And the athlete in all of us.
Union Public Schools is also commemorating the completion of Untitled Stadium, also known as the Big House, by selling tickets for this game for only $1. So that's $1 admission for everybody. So for more information, visit unionps.org/athletics. That's Union football's back this Friday at 7:05. Leading off for Sand Springs, Livy Alexander.
Livy Alexander steps in here. She strokes that one to center. Gibson can't come up with it, and that'll go to the wall. And Alexander will be in safely. Courtesy ring number 3, Addison Tuttle. Now batting. Third baseman, Mckenna Stevens. So Stevens will step in. A little timeout there as Perez needed to tie her shoe. So Livy Alexander here in the Sandites half of the fourth comes up with a double. After Gibson can't come up with it, slow roller to third, Hance over in time. And there's one away. Addie Hughes steps in. She singled back in the first and walked, and that's going to fall. Runner's going to go. In time, the throw just a little bit. Boy, howdy, that throws on the money, and that'll gun her out. So the base hit to center. That throw's got to be a little bit more on the money. As I was saying, Addie Hughes singled back in the second and walked in third, and that was her base hit. So she's 2 for 2 tonight. We're back to the top of the order, and Ashlyn Clark. Perez, nice job to stop that. Runner's going to go. Perez is going to let her have it. So Hughes will take second. Ashlyn Clark hit by a pitch back in the first. 2 base hits in the second and third. She's got 2 RBIs on the evening as the sun's beginning to creep into the nice cozy, and that's going to say foul ball. So that'll be strike number 2. Maybe number 1. Strike 1 or 2, Sean. I'm wrong. 1, my bad. Strike number 1 there. It was a foul ball. Swung on, tip foul, strike number 2, so it's 1 and 2. So I was saying that sun's getting ready to creep into the old press box here, and it's going to get nice and toasty here in a few minutes. Norman came in relief for Gibson. Gibson went 2 innings. Gave up 7 runs. Did strike out 1. Walked nobody. Now Norman's in. It's gone an inning and a third so far. Swing and strike, and she's out. It's 2 away, I believe. Yeah, 2 away now. Shortstop, Emma Stang. So Emma, she reached on a fielder's choice back in the second, struck out in the first, got a base hit in the third. She's 1 for 2. First pitch strikes, 0-1, 2 away. And if Norman can get out of this unscathed, it's got to be a win for sure for these Lady Redhawks. That's ripped. Great grab there. Franklin showing off the height that she has. And that's the 3rd out.
Did you not see me do that? I was just going to ask you that.
So Union escapes without allowing a run. And they're coming up to bat right after this.
The humble Raising Cane's chicken finger. 24 hours of marinating and not a word about its flavor. It credits that terrifically tangy sauce. And the cane sauce? Well, it's okay with that. But a premium, fresh, never-ever frozen tenderloin, hand-battered and cooked to order? Doesn't exactly need to brag now, does it? Same for the crinkle-cut fries. Center cut from the longest potatoes Idaho has to offer and added to every meal. You know, just because you have bragging rights doesn't mean you have to use them. Raising Cane's.
Folks, don't forget the concession stand is open, located on the first base side of the field. And they've got Frito chili pie tonight, nachos, all kinds of hot dogs, all kinds of goodies. So it's about dinner time anyway. Why don't you sneak on over to the concession stand and get your grub on? Leading off for Union, left fielder, Tammy Perez.
So Perez steps in. Welcome back here, bottom of 4. She rips one foul into the fencing. Hilton back in the circle. Besides that second inning, she's pitched a whale of a game and had some really, really good defense. And if you missed the play to end the bottom of the 3rd inning, last inning, we had bases loaded, nobody out. A strikeout by Taylor and then a ground out by Ramirez. She grounded into a double play. It was a 1-2-3 double play. And I was talking with Sean Moran right after that, and I said, man, those ladies did not hesitate. It was beautiful what they did, and that's something that Union's got to work towards doing, and they will. That's tap foul by Perez. Got to hand to the ladies. They're coming up swinging still. Down by 9, and there's still plenty of time. One thing I love about softball, it reminds me of Little League Baseball. 11-2 heading into the 7th, and it ends up being 21-20. So that's back to Hilton. Hilton over to first. There's one away. Whatever Hilton's putting on the ball, she's getting a lot of grounders back to her. Second baseman, Bailey Dickerson. As I look back at the scorecard, she's had 3 hit right back to her. As Dickerson steps in. She's 0 for 1. She popped out back in the second inning, excuse me. Well hit ball to Clark out in center field. Popped out there. Swung on, popped up, and that's going to plea foul. And it's 0-2. So a lot more sports this week, as I mentioned. We'll have volleyball tomorrow night, and then we're back here for softball on Thursday. And that's popped up. Glasgow calls for it. There's 2 away. Designated player, Ternaya James. So James steps in. She doubled back in the second inning, part of that, or all of that 2 runs scored by Union is all because of James's bat. She comes up with nobody on now. As I said, Union volleyball tomorrow night, softball again Thursday, and then Friday, Red Hawk football is back. Rick Corey right here on the call. Broadcast comes to you at 7 o'clock, and they're going to say she swung at it. She kind of offered at it, didn't she? And she offered at it and kind of took a step out of the box. That's a strike. So 1-1 now. Terrell Webb. It's 1-2. James needs to, and she's doing it. Taking a step back, relaxing a little bit. She had no business swinging at that last pitch, and she knows it. So Hilton's thrown pretty well, as I've said. Let this young lady get in your head, you know you can hit her. And there she goes. And that's going to be a seeing eye single, if you will. As she just threw the bat out in front of it, and Stang can't get up with it. As it just comes over her head. And it's a base hit. Right fielder, Jocelyn Williams. Williams steps in. She struck out her first time up, back in the second. 2 away here. James is 2 for 2. She's on first. Is that your wife? I was like, I got fans waving to me. I got excited for a minute. Sean Moran's wife. Waving up here. So 0-2, 2 outs. Hilton delivers, and that's another strikeout. So Jocelyn strikes out for the second time tonight. And the Sandites still lead by 9.
Get $200 from TTCU when you open a new checking account with direct deposit. What would you buy with $200?
100 coloring books and a puppy.
Or maybe some groceries and a tank of gas? $200 from TTCU.
the Sandites. First baseman, number 28, Jake Jordan.
Yeah. Glad I wasn't on air for that, although I'm going to tell him myself as I introduce Jaden Jordan as the short baseman. And as Sean said, there's anything but short is Jaden. First pitch swinging to Franklin. She gobbles it up, throws to first in time. Nice job by Monica. And that was the case that I thought she needed to do earlier. Be aggressive, get up on the ball, and she did there. It was a nice job by Franklin. Pitcher, Kelsey Hilton. So Hilton steps in. She's helped herself out tonight, as she's 2 for 3 with 2 base hits and a pop out. And that's out to center. And Gibson makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Second baseman, Abby Glasgow. And Glasgow may be one of the only players for Sand Springs that has gone 0 for tonight, as she popped out first and second and grounded out in third. So with 2 away, I don't want to say what I'm thinking, so I won't, but be nice to get this one here. Swung on, and that's roped. Right there is Perez, and just like that, the Sandites go in order. 1, 2, 3. Union's coming up.
We're athletes.
Coaches.
And your child's high school athletic trainer. We're your friends and neighbors.
And we make our home
in green country.
Like you, we run
And fish.
hike.
And bike.
We enjoy the mountains.
And lakes. So we know how important
Staying active is to you. Staying active is to you.
We're physicians.
and therapists
Our groundbreaking treatments.
are helping you heal faster.
Helping you heal faster.
We're Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma.
And we're the team physicians for more universities.
More high schools.
And more club teams.
than all other providers combined.
We're focused on providing you
Personalized orthopedic care.
personalized orthopedic care.
Treating the area's best teams.
And the athlete in all of us. And the athlete in all of us.
Leading off for Union, shortstop, Monica Franklin.
Monica Franklin steps in here, bottom of 5, 11-2. Sandite still on top. Hilton comes out dealing. She throws outside. So Franklin, a little bit more about that young lady. She's played 14 years, and she was all district for the last 3 years, all regions for 3 years as well. She's a member of the National Honor Society and National Technical Society as well. So she'd love to play a little softball in college. She thinks she's going to go to Oklahoma State University. And Miss Franklin plans on being a firefighter or an EMT, so it's pretty awesome for her. 2-1. So Franklin and I grounded out in the first and got a base hit back in the third, so she's 1 for 2. Outside. 3-1. Terrell Webb flashing the signs up here. Appreciate Mr. Webb behind the plate and what he's done tonight. He's done a good job. Both him and Mr. O'Quinn down there. Called a pretty nice game so far. So full count to Franklin, nobody on. Just getting started here in the home half of the 5th. Big one, and that's driven. That's way back to the wall. and it bounces over the wall, and Franklin's going to have to go back. But she'll get a ground rule double out of it. As a funky delivery by Hilton really didn't fool Franklin, and she smoked that thing. Nick cleared the fence on a one-hop. Center fielder, Kat Gibson. So Franklin with a nice rip there that bounced over the right field wall. Gibson comes up, she grounded out. Back in the first, had a base hit in the fourth. Excuse me, base hit in the third, my apologies. She's 1 for 2. Kat's got a little pop in her bat. She got some wheels too. There she goes, trying to go opposite field. That'll go foul. Hilton steps back into the circle. Sure what the delay is, with the exception of Kat needed a little more time. Now she's back in. Hilton's ready to go, and here we go. 0-2 delivery. Swung on the ground. That's going to come through. They're going to send Franklin home. Test the arm. Here comes the throw. Not even close. Franklin's safe there, and Gibson's in with a double. And that's the kind of baseball we need to see early on. This Kat will come over and give Coach Dobson her gear off her left arm. Excuse me, her right arm. Third baseman, Lily Hance. And back-to-back doubles. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion. We're right back in this one as the pitch goes wild. Gibson will scatter down to third. So nobody out. Gibson on third. And a great opportunity for Hance. Struck out in the first and walked in the third. Jordan over to give Hilton, probably just to get her to calm down. Sean Moran told me in the middle of the last frame that coach was probably like, hey, just get in there and throw strikes. That's probably what Jordan's saying as well. Hey, get over there and throw strikes. We're up by 9 runs, 8 runs now. Defense has played pretty well. Pretty good size gap in right center. His Hance battles that one off, and that goes right into the dugout, off the netting. She could get one into the gap, right center gap. She's got some wheels. We'll see what happens. Jammed her on the ground. Runner's going to come home. She'll be out there. Gibson couldn't get around there. Hance will be safe on a fielder's choice. Aggressive base running by Dobson, but it didn't pan out for her. First baseman, Lily Taylor. Taylor will step in, walked in the second, struck out in the third, but still only one away now. Hance at first. Little drum solo going on over there in the home dugout. Hilton delivers up the middle. There's one and throws it away. So they'll get one out of that. She'll reach on the fielder's choice as well. Hilton got it over to Stang, so it was going to be the 1-6-3 double play, but it was 1-6, and 6 decided to throw it into the dugout. With sweaty palms, didn't have a real good grip on it. She needed to go fast. Catcher, Estrella Ramirez. Ramirez steps in. She had a base hit back in the second, grounded out in the third. Oh and 1, 2 away. Popped up. That's well hit. King on her horse back, and she makes the grab. So Union gets one back. but I believe that's going to be the ball game because that's the run rule. 8 runs after 5. So that's it for softball tonight. Tomorrow night it's volleyball at 6:30. Join Tyler Fisher right here on the Union Sports Network. For Anna Salon, producer-director Andy Irwin, I'm Jim Douthit. Thanks for joining us. Hey, tomorrow night volleyball. We'll see you back here on the Diamond Thursday.